Welcome to the event. We're really happy that you're here. We're about to go live in just a few moments, but before we lift off, there's a few important things we want to make sure that you're aware of so you get the best possible experience out of this. First of all, the sound current is supremely important to us, the musical experience. So if possible, we really encourage you to use good speakers or headphones to experience the class with. Second, if you have any pre-existing injuries, please take care of yourself, modify as you need to. Don't risk exacerbating an injury because of a yoga exercise. If you have any pre-existing medical conditions and you're not quite sure if this would be good for you, please consult with your primary healthcare practitioner and make sure it's the right thing for you. Also, make yourself relatively comfortable. You can use a cushion, and in fact, we encourage you in our seated positions, meditation practices, to use a cushion. It helps lift the heart up, keep the spine straight, and it's more ideal for the flow of energy in the body and for the meditation experience. You can even be sitting in a chair with feet flat on the floor for those of you that are unable to sit in a meditative sitting posture on the floor. Just use a chair, and for many of the exercises, that will work perfectly fine. And then lastly, if you're having any problems with the video streaming, try refreshing the page, or if you see a gear icon on the video, adjust your resolution. If you're new to this type of thing, just take care of yourself. If there's something that you don't quite understand, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Everything that needs to click will click after a few times of trying it out. Enjoy the experience. We're about to get started in just a moment. Welcome everyone. Happy solstice time. Happy summer solstice. Most of us, I believe, here are in the northern hemisphere, but probably there's some of you also in the southern hemisphere, and that means winter time is in your world. But here it's all about the sunshine, and the solstice is all about the sun always. On one side you have the pole where everything is dark, and you have the darkest night of the year. And that, of course, encourages everything to be more inward, like things are in the winter time. And you stay inside more, and it's darker. And then in the summertime, when you have the longest day of the year,
then everything, the sun is shining on the light on everything more. And so it's a more outward, but both of these are very mystic days, the solstices, the winter solstice and the summer solstice. The mystic inward and the mystic outward. But they're two sides of the same coin. You can't have one without the other. You can't have an inward without an outward. Just the concepts themselves depend on each other. And so here we are on the summer solstice where the light is the strongest, the sun is the strongest. The sun in one's birth chart represents your sense of who you are, your sense of what you are, your sense of identity, and your sense of confidence or lack thereof. Some people with very strong suns in their horoscope have very strong confidence, but that also can be very strong narcissism, but not necessarily. Someone who has a very, what they would call, quote unquote, a weak sun, that's going to lend itself more to feelings of insecurity and lack of self-confidence, but that can send a person on a path of self-confidence discovery that will really stand the test of time and will not be able to be as dependent on narcissistic feelings of where you have to somehow put oneself above another, but rather a self-confidence that is connected to each other as something of the same. That we come from the same brilliance, really. And that's what the sun is the brilliance of light. It's the radiance of life. And even all the other planets, the moon, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, Mars, they're all only reflecting the sun's light. No other planet is giving its own light. So these are the rays of the sun, and in India they call him many things. But one of the great names is Surya. And Surya, so the sun is Surya, but the sun that we've experienced and see in the sky is not. It's not just. That's not the only Surya. It's not the only sun. The sun is the energy of life. That's one of its emanations is the sun in the sky. It is the center of our life, the sun. We don't exist without it. We can't live on the earth without it. So the summer solstice is a time where you give thanks to the sun, where you get into the sun, where you enjoy the sun, where you really, in a certain way, I'm not speaking in any religious sense whatsoever, but in terms of a human disposition, you bow down to the sun, because without it, we don't even exist. And so that's the idea of having a loving, healthy relationship with the great forces of nature that we very much depend on. Also the moon, and the oceans, and the forests. And so in that way, by putting oneself, and this is why Life Force Academy, always on the solstices, we're going to be doing something. Because, and always even when the moon reaches its fullness, Purnima, where we are right now, and this is a special solstice, because simultaneously on the solstice day you have Purnima, the full moon day. And so you have where the moon is at its peak and the sun is at its peak simultaneously. Fantastic. Doesn't mean like, oh, fun and easy. Sometimes it's charged and it'll bring like arguments up, or it'll bring. That's why it's always important to, on high energy times, to make sure that things like meditation practice are being prioritized, because powerful energy can go either way, creative or destructive. And yet if we're in our center, which is why we meditate, which is why we do Kundalini yoga, and our strength of magnetism and our strength of mind is solid, then even the very difficult things that big energies will sometimes bring our way are going to be helpful in terms of us growing, of us feeling better. We're not going to go in a destructive tailspin where we default back to all the habits that we have that cause us suffering. So on Monday, we begin the Solstice 11-day meditation journey. Doing it once today, fantastic, especially when the time is on us. And we have a great opportunity to work out together and meditate together and feel good. And when we do it collectively, it adds an extra kind of boost. And so, but then Monday we begin it to where we do this meditation. Many of you know it, some I'll be teaching it to, and you'll be learning that for the first time today. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's my favorite. We're going to do it every day for 11 days. And And then some folks are going to do it for 11 days and are just like, no way I'm stopping. This is too good. And they're going to go on for 40 days if they want to. But at first, it's an 11-day meditation challenge. And that's a way to actually do something that you really can't do as easily in just one single session. You can get lifted in one single session and feel great. And occasionally in one single session, you can break through some sort of subconscious tendency. But normally you need some more consistency of something in order to transform a tendency of the mind. And why do I want to transform a tendency of the mind? Because it's causing me to be miserable. I'm identifying some tendency of my own mind in the privacy. I don't even have to share it with anyone else. I may choose to, I may choose not to. But in the privacy of my own mind, I want to be happy just like you do. And none of us want to be miserable, but sometimes we are. And we're also addicted to our miserablenesses and their tendencies that come with them. And the miserableness it just keeps going on and on. There's so many of them. So many ways to be miserable, but also so many ways to be happy. So same time, and sometimes especially when people are doing work like this that is kind of thought of as like self-improvement, that things sometimes can be overly, in my opinion, contextualized in the negative. So meaning I need to purify my suffering mind tendencies. But what I also want to do is I want to grow my enjoyment and grow my happiness and grow my ability to have fun and enjoy life. And I want to do that in a way that it is non-dependent on the outer circumstances of my life. So maybe the money is crashing, or the relationship is falling apart, or the relationship is being born and the money is growing. But it can swing and does swing throughout life through both sides of those polarities. Life is magnetism. There's a winter solstice, there's a summer solstice. There's a contraction, there's an expansion. And always back and forth, life does go. And so I want a happiness. I want a vitality that is going to allow me to enjoy life even in the difficult times. How could you do that, though? Enjoy life even in the difficult times. Because even in the difficult times, there's always meaning. There's always sense of purpose. There's always love. Love is what gives ultimately enjoyment. And so when we do these types of things on big days or big times, but also just in general, because all of life is a big day and a big time. Today is going to always be the last day of the rest of your life. It always can be. You can't say that it can't. And so there's no day that's not important in the big scheme of things yet. We're human beings. We live on the earth. We go through seasons, and there's rhythms. So part of being a human being is to put one's organism, body, mind, electromagnetic field, etc., in the rhythm of life, in the rhythm of Mother Nature. Simple. Sun goes up, sun comes down, moon comes up, moon goes down. You know, when there's a full moon is the time when the moon is most visible in the sky. If you have a half moon, it's half visible at the time as the full moon is. So it's interesting. There's a physics to life. When the moon and the sun come exactly to the same point in the zodiac, you get a new moon. When the moon and the sun are 180 degrees away from each other in the sky, you get, like right now, this moment, a full moon. And this full moon falls in Mula Nakshatra, the first part of Sagittarius, which is the galactic center. Very strong energy. Sometimes very difficult energy, but potency. You know, it's like Kali energy. Nritti is the deity that rules over Mula Nakshatra, and Nritti later in the tantric traditions becomes Kali, of course. So Kali is that which purifies away that which is not you. So that therefore it's a good time to think about purifying tendencies of the mind that cause me miserableness, because the things that cause me miserableness are the things that are not the real me. They're not representative of real love, real intelligence, real happiness. And all of us are those things. We are love, we are intelligence, we are life. That's who we are. It's what we are. But how to really give experience to that is non-conceptual, therefore we must meditate. So we're going to be doing this mantra meditation every day, starting Monday for 11 straight days, and most of us will continue through the rest of the summer because it's so good. And it feels so good, and it's amazing. And it's a great way to spend the whole practice itself that we created for this solstice is 25 minutes, about 25, 30 minutes total from you sat down to you're on your way. And it's a total shift. And it takes you into the meditative consciousness. And meditative consciousness is also bliss consciousness. It's intuitive consciousness. And so when you're meditating regularly like this, you're cultivating bliss. You're cultivating, therefore, the ability to be in joy, in the enjoyment of life. And so why not? At the same time, we're purifying the parts of the mind that are passive-aggressive, whatever. If you can come up today on the solstice, the time you're doing this class, with one thing that you're already familiar with, that you would like to transform a little bit, some tendency that we have. Often we can find it in how we're treating others, particularly if we're in like a close relationship, like a partnership. Those are often when they reveal themselves, don't they? And so that's the beauty of it all. As blissful as a relationship can be, as pleasurable, we should say, as a relationship can be, also to that degree it will be difficult. Because it will show you yourself, and it will reveal the tendencies of the mind. That's why relationship, in this sense, is called yoga practice. And so, anyhow, if you can come up with that some central kind of thing that you would like to expand and transform. Expansion, for instance, prosperity, transform that passive-aggressive thing that I do. It's only getting in the way. It's not helping at all. And yet we continue. Or just choose yours. Maybe it's the insecure. Insecure is a good one. Because this is a time where the sun is shining and we're building self-confidence. So to build more confidence, but not build it on status, like the types of friends one has or doesn't have, how much money a person has or doesn't have, but confidence that's built on meaningfulness and purposefulness because you're tuning into life, and you know you only got so long here. So everybody has purpose, everybody has meaning. Is tuning into life. Meditative consciousness gives us the extra capacity to do so. So that's the idea. We're going to get lifted today and have a nice time. And then we're going to do this 11-day meditation journey, which starts on Monday. So it's exciting. Happy solstice. Come onto the hands and knees. We're doing a version of the practice today. We might go a little longer than we will on all the other days today. It's a special holiday, natural holiday. Inhaling, the head is coming up. Exhaling, the head is coming down. Nice smooth rhythm. Listening to the breath, closing the eyes, and just like all our friends here are doing, it's not so much creating the deep stretch, it's creating the nice suppleness of the spine. Not trying too hard, but we're making the spine nice and supple, creating a little bit of a nice rhythm. As you exhale and the spine arches up, also the pelvis does tuck under, massaging your lower digestive organs. Nourishing, nurturing. It's not really self-improvement as much as it's self-love, self-nourishment, self-exaltation. But first before we can get to exaltation, we have to start with compassion. To recognize the suffering that we're having, the insecurities that we're having, the pains or the longings or the grievings that we're having, the loneliness that we're having. And to not skip that, but actually to feel it more deeply. And to feel it with a sense of love for oneself, to recognize, to be realistic and admit to ourselves within our own mind and heart that we are indeed suffering. And we do wish to really be happy and not have to suffer. This is true for all of us. And by being real in such a way and feeling our loneliness, if that's what's there, or our insecurity, or if that's what's there, or our anger, if that's what's there, or the depression, if that's what's there, to really feel its feeling. And even as you continue to breathe, feel even the energy that's underneath it, without any need to change it or fix it, but to just feel with love and compassion, like a mother would hug a child. And that child is crying and sad. Inhale, head up. Beautiful. Exhale, head down. Push all your breath out, out, out. And then just relax into a child's pose, if you would. The forehead down to the floor, the butt back to the heels. Yeah. And let's just relax your jaw, relax the tongue, and endeavor to relax the mind. Relax your upper body and your back. And just see if for a moment, please, you could allow yourself to just relax. Okay, and come up. Enough of all that relaxing. I have things to do. Isn't it the dance? You know? But we need to let ourselves relax, because we're all doing great, by the way. We're all trying really hard. Sometimes, a lot of the time, maybe we don't feel like we're doing great, but I'm here to announce we're all doing great. Yes. It's my summer solstice announcement for Life Force Academy this year, is the status update. Everything's going great, even though things are chaotic and catastrophic and horrible and everything, but actually we're doing good. You know, because we're learning to love deeper. You know, we're learning to soften up as a species. We are. We don't know if we'll make it as a species. We might destroy ourselves. That's totally possible. That's true. One must be realistic about these things, or then allows non-reality to creep up. We're not saying we will. It's not some prophecy. I don't go there. I don't think that. Prophecy. Okay, let's see. Maybe, but let's see, because we can be involved in shaping our lives, not giving it away to something. So so-called prophecies can take shape in all sorts of ways, but we can be prophetic ourselves for our own lives. That's our intuition. And what we can always do is to continue to shape ourselves into greater love, and into greater intelligence. And that's Kundalini Yoga. I'm not talking about the Kriyas and the exercises. That process, the blossoming human, is Kundalini. Call it what you want. There's so many other names in every other part of the world that you can call it something. But it's becoming what we really are. You take your hands up into the shoulders like so, and the chest is lifted and the chin is in. And you inhale as it lets it swing to the left, and you exhale, you swing to the right. Inhaling left, exhaling right. Listen to your breath rhythm. Try to forget about your surroundings and try to not analyze things and try not to fix things, but rather try to nourish oneself and open up the inner energy so that it can circulate. And then we're starting to feel good and feel our shine. That's what we want. Bring out the inner sun. That's why every ancient religion and all the most ancient religions all across the world were sun worshippers. It's the thing that kind of makes sense. If you're going to do worship, it's the thing that seems to be most obvious. Into the center, inhale deepest. Suspension of the breath, that means keep it in, yet relax your upper body. Lift up rectum, sex organ, navel, up and in. Soften the mind. Exhale. And relax. Very nice. Like that. And the hands to the knees, just it's just try to make it easy. It's inhaling as they bounce up, exhaling as they release. sitting with my sit bones connected down. I have my heart lifted up just a little, but I keep those shoulder blades released down. And then it's a light, rhythmic breath through the nose. Inhale, squeeze up. Exhale, release. And that's beautiful. And stretch your legs open wide like a V shape. Tuning the instrument a little bit because we're going to be using our sound very shortly. And right now we want to tune everything up. Inhale to the center, turn to either side, exhale down. Inhaling back up to the center, turn to the other side, exhale down. A little deeper the breathing, if we would. Yeah. It's time to really uplift ourselves and not letting the things that are getting us down get us so down that we lose our real vitality and sense of life creativity. And that's something that always needs taking care of. Tending to our happiness, tending to our pleasures, tending to our responsibilities, tending to our shine, tending to our awareness and our consciousness, our mind and our emotions, all the essential things in which we have to travel through life. They're always with us. So wherever we go, there goes our mental tendencies along with us, our emotional tendencies. Go to the most beautiful place on the planet, paradise. And still the depression finally met you there. The insecurity finally arrived along with you. But the same is true when real joy is cultivated and real happiness is cultivated. Go into the most dismal of places, and they will also find you there. Magnetics, Dharma physics, Tantra, Kundalini to the center. Inhale, fold, exhale down. Inhale, lift up through your chest. Exhale, fold. Yeah, you may not have the flexibility of some of the folks in here. It doesn't matter. Just breathe long and deep. Inhaling as you lift up. Exhale as you fold. Your feet are flexed. There's energy in the toes. Please don't worry about your flexibility. See if you can breathe a great breath. Inhaling, filling the lungs. Exhaling, folding as you push the breath out through the nose. It's a nice little rhythm for yourself. Even if you only barely come down, no problem. Perfection. Breathe with the depth that you can and create a rhythm. And inhale, center. And exhale, fold. Fold down all the way, push all the breath out, 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 out. Keep it out. Now inhale, lift up. Fill the lungs and then fold. Push the breath all the way out. And then relax, shake your legs out. And you're going to come, if you have a little water, have a little water. And then come sitting, cross-legged. You're going to have your chest lifted up. The index finger seals to your thumb. Wisdom seal, Gyan Mudra, and just rests on your legs. The chest is lifted, sit bones connected. one vertical relationship with gravity. That's why often we use a little cushion to lift ourselves up. The breath is easy and the breath is light. We're going to start with a panting breath. It's not hard. You keep it light. You keep it light and rhythmic, like I'm barely passing much air through. I'm keeping it nice and light. Making it easy. The tongue is out a little. And then after I got that, now maybe I'll give it a little bit of something. But I'm never going to make it aggressive. I want it rhythmic, smooth. Its power will come from the rhythm energy. The exhale and the inhale are equalized, negative, positive. Summer and winter. Spring and fall. In the center of things is us, is the heart, and is the power of the mind, Shakti. And through your nose, inhale. Suspend the breath. That's keep the breath in, yet relax your upper body and relax your mind. Then through the nose, exhale. Now inhale through your nose. And once again, and put your diaphragm in this nice rhythm. No need to be so hot and heavy with it. Smooth it out. It's both potent and yet it's totally relaxed. That's the dance that we learn to engage. At first, though, you got to learn. You can't always just know how to dance right away. Work at it. And it becomes the inner dance of your own mind and the flow of your potent emotions and the ability to move, to shift gears, to be creative, to use the power of the mind, to increase one's own happiness, and even possibly to help increase the happiness of others. Now keep the breath going and close the mouth through the inhale deep. Exhale. Inhale deep. And again. Make the breath through the nose. Beautiful rhythm. Exhale and inhale thereof equalize. You're not worried about how fast it is or how slow it is. It's more interested in its rhythm feel. And then it starts to arouse the intuitive psyche, where the inner gaze, the optic nerve, softens up and in, and where the root of the nose meets the skull bone. And there comes the rhythm. And you sit with a certain confidence in your body language, your energetic language, your presence. There's a love there. There's a confidence born of a deeper love. It's not our romantic desires. It's a love that transcends all other desires. Now deep inhale. Suspend the breath. Lift up through the rectum, sex organ, navel, up and in. And then exhale. And relax. Good job. Take your arms up and just shake them out a little bit. And remember, try not to be too serious. Sometimes when we start working with the spiritual stuff, it starts to get really serious. Not so necessary though. Always try to keep it light. Don't leave comedy behind. My suggestion. Okay, we are going to do a little bit of, before this meditation, I want to do something else. It's a little bit of maybe much to ask for just a simple webcast on a Wednesday. But it's not that big of a deal. It's not that hard. If you're newer to these Kundalini yoga exercises, some of them are hard at first, but after a handful of times of working with them, you start to get the hang of it. And if you love this stuff in Life Force Academy, it teaches you all this. It gives you the fundamentals you can work. So don't, please, if we're just meeting for the first time, don't feel like, oh, this is too hard for me. Absolutely not. It's the same kind of for all of us. There's no real beginners. There's no advanced. We're all kind of doing the same thing. It meets you where you're at. So come on your backs. Keep teasing this song. Hug your knees up to the chest. Hug the knees up to the chest like Charlotte's doing here. And here she'll show you what you're going to do. You're going to bring the nose up to the knees. Yeah. And then you're going to come into this stretch pose posture when you inhale out like this. And then it goes in that... Yeah, so that's what we'll be doing. If it strains your lower back, she'll show you. Take your fists under your butt and like that. Yeah? Just do the best you can. You try to keep your chest lifted like she is. Toes are pointed. Pelvic floor is engaged. Legs are engaged. It's a strong exercise. And then what's going to happen is you move the navel point, which is the abdomen just below the belly button. All the 72,000 strings, channels through which your life force flow begin just under the belly button at the navel, and they go up through the spine and into the brain, top of the head, fingers, toes, all through the extremities. We are like instruments in that way. So come hug, oh sure, thank you. Come hug your knees into the chest like this. Inhale here. Ladies, if you're on your moon cycle, no need to do this exercise. Just relax, and all the breath of fire, you can make a long, deep breath. Okay? Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, release your shoulder blades. Inhale. Exhale. And then come into the posture. Inhale deep. And then here we go. Inhale deeply. Draw your abdomen in. Draw the pelvic floor up and in, and relax. That was beautiful. Just one more, and not for so long, okay? Just one more time, yeah? Hug your knees up to the chest. Building our vitality, strengthening the magnetism, giving nervous system strength, endocrine system balance. Inhale here, then exhale one last time. And into the posture, deepest inhale, and go pelvic floor lifted up, navel in motion, energy in your toes, chest lifted. Inhale deepest. Draw it in, root lock, rectum, sex organ, and navel in, and relax. Bravo. Congratulations. You did something amazing already on the summer solstice. You made good use of it already, even if we were to stop now. But I don't think we should. Hug the knees up into the chest. Inhale here. Exhale here. And then stay here. Inhale. And in this position, same breath, like it's not very long, so just try to hit the rhythm. Listen to the sound of your breathing. Inhale, squeeze up, squeeze up, squeeze, and relax. Yes. Good job. Just one more exercise, then this beautiful meditation we're going to do together. So please, if you would, hug your knees to your chest. Rock and roll several times on your spine. And come up into excellent seated posture with your sit bones connected. And for 3 minutes, to totally balance and strengthen your magnetic field, arms come to 60 degrees. The fingers are tucked in, the thumbs are up. Shoulder blades released. Inhale here. Then try to keep the chest out and the shoulder blades released and the eyes closed down. And the inner gaze. Draw the inner gaze softly up and in. Yeah, lifting ourselves. Deciding, because we wish to be happy, we will start to be happy. But to do that, we also know we must do the work to be happy. Bend in the elbow, extend out through the arms, release through your shoulder blades, extend out through your knuckles. Breath is really easy, but the rhythm gets a deep. Stay with it, final moments. Stay with it. Seconds to go. See if you could visualize like an arc of luminosity connecting the two thumbs. And deeper the rhythm, the more luminous it becomes. See if you can. Creativity, imagination. See if you can imagine the whole like central channel of your body, like a luminous kind of pillar of energy. And that it emanates a type of brightness, a radiance in all its directions. And that radiance can even travel beyond time and space, connecting us to all our ancestors and those who have become before us. And that's a radiance that can travel past time and space. And all who will come after us, our children and their children. And all those whom we come in contact with on our great mystical journey of life after life. Inhale deep. And bring the thumb tips up, touching together. Open the fingers wide and release your shoulder blades. Stretch through the spine. Hold the position here. Through the nose, exhale. Inhale deeply. Lift up through the rectum, sex organ, navel. Fingers tight like steel. Stretch through the spine. Hold the posture through the nose, exhale. Last time. Inhale deepest. Stretch up. And release. Just with the eyes closed, let the breath flow naturally. Be totally relaxed and still for just a few moments more. Just endeavoring to enjoy. And inhale. And relax and have some water. And if you need to release your legs, please do while I explain and teach you how to do the meditation that we're going to do. And some of you know it. Many of you, I'm sure, will be doing this the first time. I think you'll love it. And we're going to be using a mantra. If you've never done a mantra-based meditation, I think you're in for a treat, because it's pretty much the best thing. Because when you deal with mantras, you deal directly with the energy of your mind. And pretty much all the different yogic paths agree on that of all the techniques of yoga, it's mantra that transforms the mind most efficiently. But it's not just kind of only like rigid transformation of the mind. Mantras are used to invoke love and to channel one's energy into a feeling of love and devotion and kindness and compassion. So mantras can be used in all sorts of ways, in all sorts of different moods. In this case, you're using a mantra in the very Kundalini yoga style, where it's really working with the Shakti of the mantra, and directly where you're resounding the sounds, the inner kind of power, in a way that's lighting up the different energy centers of the body, mind, magnetic field. Muladhara chakra. Moon is in Mula, nakshatra is in Muladhara chakra, the root chakra, the base. The symbol for Mula in the sky is a bundle of roots. And in the physical organism, Muladhara chakra is at the area of the rectum, but it is not the rectum. It is the energy center in that area of the body. And this is where, you can talk chakras, you can think New Age, whatever. The reality of it is this, that we all have a feeling of safe and confident and secure in our bodies and in our lives, and we also have, we feel unsafe. Muladhara chakra. Swadhisthana chakra is the sex organ chakra, the creative center of potency. And we all have the desire to create. On one level, you have the sexual desire that can be profoundly powerful, but it's not just the sexual desire, it's also the desire to live, the desire to create things, the desire to experience life. It's creativity. And then the third chakra, Manipura chakra, is the fire element, and it's will and ambition. The fourth chakra is the heart chakra, Anahata. They call it the unstruck sound. Anahat. If to make a sound, you have to pluck a string or make some sort of friction or hit a drum. But somehow Anahata is the sound that comes from without friction. Therefore, it's in between the two polarities. That's why it's the six-pointed star, because the first three chakras is the downward pointing triangle. The crown, the ajna, and the throat are the upward pointing triangle. And the center of the human being is the heart. It's all about love. And so those two triangles come together and give you the six-pointed star. The Anahata chakra, also the Solomon seal, Star of David, and all over the world it is. And so this is the symbology. that is giving us kind of insights into not only the psychology, but also into the spiritual dimension. And the spiritual dimension is simply that which brings forth a transcendent love. It need not ever be religious. It can be, but it need not be. So we all have to find our ways to get happy, and for some of us it's not going to be through a religious route. Some of us it very much will. You know? To me, always the main thing is I don't need to put my way onto anybody else, and trust each person to be able to find their own way. How about that? Because we're all intelligent and we all have our own inner GPS, and to me it's always empowerment to the people. Okay, so that's what this mantra does. It lights it up. It lights up the chakras. It does. Ik Onkar is the first part of the mantra. And then the second part of the mantra is Sat Nam. Is it on the page where they can see it? Or we can bring it up here? Yeah. Ik Onkar. So it's ik, like EK, ik, and it's ik. It's like splitting the atom. It's Muladhara chakra. Ik. And then Swadhisthana, the second chakra. You don't have to think about the chakras while we're chanting it. I'm just giving you a little bit of also the art and the science underneath it. Today, it's got to be very simple. We just want to vibrate the sounds and bring it and use the sounds to bring ourselves into a meditative state. So ik ong kar. Ik ong kar. With time, you get the sense of these and how to work with the lips and the tongue. Ik ong. Ong vibrates the forehead, frontal lobe, ajna chakra. Ong or Om. Om. Then Kar. Kar. And then the second part of the mantra, it lifts from here, Sat, and then from the heart chakra, Nam. What do you think? I landed there eventually. Then, with the last bit is Siddhi. Siddhi? And then Wa, He, Guru. Is it showing to them? They can see the mantra? Okay. Sorry about that, everybody. So you'll just have to, don't worry about reading it, just listen to me. Ik Ong Kar, Sat Nam, Siddhi, Wa, He, Guru. We're going to do it long enough so you're going to remember it. But I want you to just have the basics, fundamentals of it so that you're able to, oh, there it is, perfect. So that's how it looks. Ik Onkar, Sat Nam, Siddhi, Wahe Guru. I don't think that's right. It's missing the Sat Nam. Okay, don't look at that. Listen to me. So Ik Onkar will be the first breath. We'll take a first inhale, and it goes Ik Onkar. Then we take a second breath, and it goes Sat Nam Siddhi. Then you take a half breath in. Wa He Guru. So Sat Nam goes up to the heart, then Siddhi. Siddhi, it looks like Siri when it's being typed out, but it's Siddhi. Roll the R. Tongue must strike the roof of the mouth. It's not Guru, it's Guru. Good. Good. Oo. The tongue must strike the upper palate of the mouth. Create the secretion, create the impulse. Work with the pituitaries and the pineal and the nervous system and the endocrines. Working with the subtle nature of the organism. Even your endocrines are extremely subtle. It's not like a nervous system where everything's wired. How does the pituitary and pineal communicate? Through some sort of enzymatic secretion, some sort of communication that we can't see. So it's life force, chi, prana. Use the tip of your tongue, use the lips. When you say guru, 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 you feel a vibration between your two lips. Guru, guru. So ik Ungar Sat Nam Siddhi Wahe And you do that again and again and again and again and again and again and again. Okay? First breath. Ik. Second breath. Sat Nam City. Then half breath in. Wah. Wah has like air in it. Wah. 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 Like that coming up through the top of the head and then through the magnetic field. So starts down here. It kind of travels up, goes out, and then through the field. If you want to work with that, you don't have to worry what part is it, what chakra is it, what part. That's head tripping. Just do it. Allow your creativity to trust your own creativity with that, as my encouragement with these types of practices that involve some visualization, if you would like. Doesn't need visualization. You can also just take the strategy of listening to the sound and forgetting about everything else. Any thoughts come up, just let it come up and go back to the sound. Both of those strategies are perfect, okay? Enjoy. What you're going to do is your index finger seals to your thumb, the chest is lifted, the shoulder blades are released, and for only 11 minutes we'll go. For 11 minutes, I think, unless it's really good and I just want to keep going, but I think just 11 minutes is try to stay as still as possible and blend into the sound. Go on a journey, let it take you on a journey. Okay? Enjoy. City. Third eye gaze. City. 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 City.
City. Third eye gaze. City. 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 Inhale. Exhale. And keep your body totally still and steady. Let the breath flow meditatively. And see if you can feel or imagine the center of your chest like a luminous sun. You know it's you. It's our inner brilliance in our heart, intelligence and love that we absolutely all do have, and we all absolutely can more and more always be radiating. It's always there. So if you can imagine like a luminous sun, not hot, but luminous, glowing, like something that's not either cool or hot, some type of luminosity. The center of the chest, and somehow radiates and emanates its light, its luminosity in every direction, in all parts of our lives. Shedding light on things. And taking away the darknesses. And we feel free.
Then from your heart in this space, in this solstice moment, and give your wish from your heart, from this luminous sun into the great heart, the great sun above us. And voila. Yeah, beautiful. Take a deep inhale. And exhale. And please have some water. Always when practicing like these things, plenty of water. Keep your good hydration. It keeps us young. Good hydration keeps us young. And move your pranas in that way. This meditation we did is chanting with prana. It's very potent. It gives you a nice glow. It gives you a nice light in the eyes. And it makes your mind very aware and relaxed. And there's a heaviness, it lightens it. There's an anxiety, it calms it. It's my experience over 20 years of working with this meditation. 11 minutes, you just kind of start to dip into the nectar of it. I prefer more like 62. And yet here we are. But we just finished our Life Force Academy immersion last week, and a good group of us did, who were there. Many people even who were at home doing it virtual would get up and do the 62 minutes of this meditation that we did tonight. And wow, it's amazing. It takes you into this state, whereas you think it's, that's so long, and just even 11 seemed long, but it doesn't actually work like that. My experience is that you get into these meditative zones, and then boom, the passage of time is quite different. Sometimes you don't want it to end. And so, but in any case, you just keep going. You keep vibrating the mantra. The mind keeps reacting, but you keep vibrating the mantra. Eventually the mind settles down and everything gets better. And you're working, that's your inner vitality. So it's a great way of purifying the psyche. And in this way, it helps purify parts of the psyche, subconscious mind that we don't not even aware of. That needs a little help purifying, a little dense. And it helps our sensitivity come out, our ability to feel without stuffing or repressing or pushing away as much. Not all together at once, just baby steps, because magnetism, grasping onto something and pushing something away are two sides of the same coin. So more and more we're centering the life force in the organism, so the mind gets relaxed, and you do experience a type of inner bliss. You do. And so that's why we do this, and it's amazing. It's totally worth doing and giving a try, and you'll learn more of how to work with it as the week goes along. We start on Monday. We're also doing a live broadcast on Monday morning, if you want to kick off day one, and then you do it either on your own each day. You go to the Life Force Academy, you go to the challenge, and then you push play. It takes you through the whole practice, the music, the meditation, everything. You don't have to do the work. You just have to push play, and then it'll take you through it, and it'll be cool. And if you can use good speakers or headphones, it'll be even better. And you do that every day for 11 days. There also will be somebody from our team that will do a live one every day at 8:30 Pacific time. 9:30 Pacific time, I'll lead the opening practice on Monday morning. And you do it from anywhere in the world. You don't have to be to any of these live. You can do it whenever you can get it there for whatever time zone that you're in. It just works, and it's awesome. It's fun. It's transforming. You feel good, and it starts to get you on this path of happy, and not only happy but meaningfulness, creativity, tuning the instrument. So that's what we're all about, Life Force Academy. And a part of how a lot of people end up getting into Life Force Academy and using the membership portal is through these 11-day meditation challenges. And like I said, many people will continue past 11 days and go into 40 days. So it takes, they say, 40 days to crack that habit, crack that tendency. Yeah, but also to build that good tendency, that one that's going to give us more of whatever it is that we're wishing for. Love in one form or another, yeah? So that's what it is. That's what it's about. All you have to do to be a part of it is to join, if you're not already a member, And it's very reasonable, it's relatively cost efficient. It's just only $25 a month, and for all of it, and you can read and see all the things that are part of the Life Force Academy membership portal. So many classes, live classes with me, with Charlotte each week, libraries of classes that are organized thematically in different series, a class series for your intuition, class series for the heart, class series for all sorts of different things, and then power practices. I don't want no class, that guy talks too much, I just want to do the practice. So you just go over to the power practices and you push play on those, and it just takes you right to the practice. I got 15 minutes to get up and energized. Put that one on. I got a half hour to kind of go into the deep meditative zone. Put that one on. And that's how Life Force Academy works. You can use it in any sorts of way. We have members in over 120 countries around the world. We work really hard. We're just a little family, of yogis really doing this work, and we have amazing people, an amazing team. Any questions you have, you can email them. They'll even get on the phone with you. I shouldn't be advertising that, though, probably. So, maybe. But they'll do their best to support you in any way they can, and they're awesome. We have a great team, and it's the vibes at Life Force Academy. And so this is our Summer Solstice Meditation Challenge. We start Monday, and I want to encourage you, if you're not already a member, be a member. And we have all sorts of new things happening. It's always fresh, and I'll tell you all about that later, because the main thing is to do this practice and to learn the meditations and start to, if you're feeling inspired, add some amazing tools to your life and be a part of that. Okay? Happy solstice, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining us for this kind of solstice ritual, and wishing you a very bright, beautiful, warm, loving, and happy night, week, life. See you soon. Monday morning, a lot of us, we're going to be here 9:30 a.m., starting the Pacific time here in California. But you can do it anytime. Monday starts day one. Happy solstice. See you there. Thanks, everybody. It's hard sometimes to get into the great rhythm current of our life, because the mind is going after the pleasure and it wants to avoid the pain. There comes the practice of yoga, is to spend a little time each day getting your energy right inside of you, putting your energy in rhythm, centering your life force, your prana, so that the mind and the heart has nice sensation of the purposefulness of your life. And very naturally from there, let the day happen. There's a pure consciousness, a pure love, a pure intelligence at the nucleus of us all. And then Kundalini energy, the Kundalini process is allowing that energy to blossom into your life. This is about experiencing your innate goodness, your innate brilliance, your innate love, and experiencing the interconnected web of which we're a part of. So yes, it is purifying, but it's purifying the mind. The mind is what is being purified, not you. You are being glorified.